The downward spiral of UFC Hall of Famer BJ Penn has reached a tragic new low. On November 4, 2025, the former two-division champion was arrested for the sixth time this year, this time in Hilo, Hawaii, accused of assaulting a 45-year-old man. Once a pioneer of modern MMA, Penn's legendary career has descended into a heartbreaking cycle of violence, arrests, and delusion. What began as the story of a fighter who conquered two divisions has become a warning about what happens when the fight never really ends. The latest incident. According to police, Penn allegedly attacked a man outside a home in Hilo, punching and kicking him multiple times before the victim escaped and called authority. Penn was later arrested without resistance and charged with third-degree assault, a misdemeanor. He posted a small bail amount and was released within hours. For most people, that would be rock bottom. For BJ Penn, it's become routine. This was his sixth arrest in 6 months, marking another dark chapter in his ongoing downfall. 6 arrests in 6 months. Penn's legal nightmare began back in May when police arrested him for abusing his 79-year-old mother, Lorraine Shin. According to reports, he shoved her during an argument over the mail, then returned the next day and broke into her home, violating a police order. When Penn skipped his court date later that week, claiming illness, a bench warrant was issued. He was quickly arrested again. Over the following months, he repeatedly trespassed on his mother's property, despite restraining orders that explicitly banned him. By September, he had been arrested 5 times, all connected to his family. His latest November assault was the first to involve someone outside his home. What's even more concerning is that these incidents aren't fueled by anger alone. They're symptoms of a more profound, frightening delusion. A mind in crisis. For months, Penn has been posting disturbing messages on social media, claiming that his family was murdered and replaced by imposters. In one viral Instagram post, he begged police to get these people out of my house, insisting they weren't his real relatives. His mother told the court that she believes her son suffers from Capgras delusional syndrome. In this rare psychiatric disorder, a person feels loved ones have been replaced by identical imposters. It's a chilling claim, and one that matches Penn's own words almost perfectly. A judge granted a 1-year restraining order, forcing him to stay away from his mother and family home. But his delusions and his obsession only grew worse. CTE, Parkinson's, and the cost of combat. Many in the MMA community believe Penn's mental unraveling is the direct result of CTE, which stands for chronic traumatic encephalopathy caused by repeated brain trauma. Yes, the same thing that turned Chris Benoit's life into hell. Over nearly 2 decades, Penn absorbed hundreds of blows in training and competition. From his debut in 2001 to his final fight in 2019, he fought the best in the world, but the price was enormous. Penn himself revealed on social media that a UFC neurologist diagnosed him with Parkinson's disease and that his symptoms align with advanced CTE, which can cause confusion, paranoia, and violent outbursts. Joe Rogan even addressed Penn's case on his podcast, saying, "BJ Penn claims his family are imposters. It's terrifying. And honestly, it sounds exactly like brain trauma at its worst. Whether it's CTE, Parkinson's, or both, the signs are undeniable. The damage is real and irreversible." A cry for help. In July, Penn posted an emotional video begging for help from Dana White and Lorenzo Fertitta, the men who once built the UFC alongside him. "I need your guys' help," he pleaded. "I'm about to lose everything. I fought in the UFC, became a world champion, and now I've got nobody around me." It was a heartbreaking plea from a man once surrounded by crowds, now isolated and confused. After his 5th arrest in September, he admitted online, "From having a big entourage to just being by myself now is strange. I wouldn't want anyone I care about to get hurt because of me." The MMA world watched in silence, helpless, heartbroken, and unsure of how to intervene. Court-ordered mental evaluation. Following his string of arrests, a Hawaii judge ordered Penn to undergo a mental health evaluation to determine if he's competent to stand trial. That evaluation is scheduled for January 2026, and it could define his future. If deemed unfit, Penn may be committed to a psychiatric facility for treatment. If found competent, he could face multiple convictions and potentially years behind bars. A long history of violence. Sadly, this isn't new behavior. Penn's troubles with the law date back more than a decade. In 2015, he was arrested after a violent bar fight that left a man with a broken eye socket. In 2019, he was caught on video brawling outside a nightclub in Hawaii, the incident that led Dana White to release him from the UFC permanently. The same year, his ex-partner accused him of years of abuse, resulting in a long-term restraining order. A couple of years later, he was arrested for DUI after a reckless driving incident where he hurled slurs at police while handcuffed. Each time, fans hoped it would be the wake-up call he needed. Each time, he slipped further away. From legend to cautionary tale, BJ Penn's downfall hurts more than most because of what he once represented. He was the first non-Brazilian to win the World Jiu-Jitsu Championship and one of the few fighters in UFC history to win titles in two weight divisions, lightweight and welterweight. At his peak, he was unstoppable, a fierce competitor who blended technical mastery with Hawaiian pride. He was inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame in 2015 and hailed by Joe Rogan as the greatest lightweight of all time. Now, that same fighter is battling demons no one can see, trapped between the glory of his past and the chaos of his present. A tragic pattern and a final warning. Penn faces multiple charges, including domestic abuse, assault, and violation of protective orders. If convicted, he could spend years in jail, but the legal penalties pale in comparison to what's happening to his mind. His family has cut ties for their safety, his career legacy is overshadowed by arrests and delusions, and his health, both mental and physical, appears to be beyond repair. Experts warn that if Penn doesn't receive immediate psychiatric intervention, his story could end in tragedy, another casualty of combat sports' long-ignored brain trauma epidemic. Marvelous verdict. BJ Penn's downfall is more than another fighter's scandal. It's a cautionary tale about the toll of combat sports. Decades of punishment have left him trapped between fading glory and failing health, fighting battles no opponent could prepare him for. If he doesn't get help soon, the man who once defined the UFC could become its most heartbreaking loss. If you found this story insightful, hit like, share, and subscribe to Marvelous Wrestling for more deep dives into the untold stories behind the cage, where victory and tragedy often walk hand in hand. I will see you in the next one.